live because I have 6 things to avoid when you move to Costa Rica. And I have these 6 things because I know a lot of people I know who are moving to Costa Rica are hitting these 6 things, or they're about to step in the trap of making these 6 mistakes. So yeah, let me just dive right in. This is live, so you can reply. I go live as much as I can. Why? And it's more or less once per week. The time flies by, even if you have a lot of time here in Costa Rica, because it's a way to ask questions live when I'm on. And I just sometimes go live because I have this spontaneous idea, and I do know that a lot of people are online when I am awake and thinking about topics that I could share with you. So I created, hold on, I made some notes, but I lost them. Here they are. So yeah, I really want to help you. That's the intention of my channel. I'm not the Costa Rica expert. I'm just a mom from the Netherlands with an online business who moved to Costa Rica with her husband and 2 kids. One of the reasons why I was able to choose Costa Rica to live is because I could close my laptop there and open it here. But that's not what today's video is about. But what you can spend is also part of the 6 things to avoid when you move to Costa Rica. So stay tuned and leave your questions below. I'm happy to answer them. And just say hi if you're live. I'm gonna dive right in. Oh, P.S. If you watch this video as a recording on my channel, it will take a couple of hours. You will see this little icon at the bottom of the screen, so you can subscribe to my channel. If you hit the bell icon, you'll always receive a notification once I go live. Or when I upload a new video. So if you don't want to miss anything about the valuable information that I share about everything I have learned myself after my move to Costa Rica, then subscribe and hit the bell icon. But I won't bother you with that question. I want you to feel welcome and I want you to learn from this. So step 1 to avoid when you move to Costa Rica is please don't do too much. Don't over ask yourself. Why? You need to give yourself time to transition to a new country. Why? Probably it's another climate. For me, I was Dutch, I am Dutch. It's colder in the Netherlands. In the first couple of weeks I was sweating way more. I was more challenged by the tropical temperatures here. And now it's fine. You transition, but you have to give yourself a chance. How do you do that? How can you avoid don't feel well because you do too much in the first couple of days. Give yourself the time to enjoy, you know, come into your new house. Don't do too much. Don't want to explore everything and do shopping and buy a car and I don't know. Just take the time to transition, okay? That's really, really important. And I still see a lot of people who want to do too much in the first couple of days or even weeks. You're gonna really, yeah, the chances are that you feel unhappy that way because it is a big transition overall for people, including for me. Also, according to drinking water, for example, I made a video about that the other day. Of course, if the locals say you can drink the tap water here, give your body a transition time to get adjusted to the local water. The fact if you feel sick after drinking the water doesn't mean always that the water is of bad quality. It's probably because your body is not used to specific bacteria and trust on your immune system too to just get used to it. One of the things is that you should just try to drink a little bit of tap water, see how that goes. Meanwhile, drink water from bottles, you know, bottled water that you can buy, and then eventually drink more of the local water. So transition is key. That's my first thing. So what to avoid, to just dive in and just start living that life right away. Take it slow, okay? Tip number 2, things to avoid when you move to Costa Rica is, honestly, don't come with a very, 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 very tight budget. I'm not saying it's not possible to move to Costa Rica on a very tight and low budget. I'm just saying it can be a challenge to live in Costa Rica on a very tiny budget. So if you are on a tiny budget, be aware of a couple of things. Transportation in some areas in Costa Rica is expensive. Overall, Costa Rica is the most expensive country compared to all the other countries in Latin and South America. I will not say Costa Rica is expensive. Why? Because I think what is expensive or cheap is in generally also based on what you can afford. So what budget do you bring? I know a lot of people who live on a very, very, very tiny budget and they do pretty well. But they know that transportation is a thing, so they stopped complaining about taking taxis on the peninsula. Peninsula de Nicoya, where the roads are crappy, taxis are high in price. So be aware of it when you come with a tiny budget. You should take it for granted to hitchhike, to take local buses, to walk a lot, right? I know a lot of people who knew this and they don't complain about it because it's part of their lifestyle, living on a very tiny budget. So I still see people coming to Costa Rica on a tiny budget and complain a lot. And after all, those people are feeling unhappy. And I want to help people prevent feeling unhappy being in Costa Rica, because it's well known that things cost more here than in other countries in Latin and South America. And life is more fun when you have a little bit more to spend, if it's up to me. But that's personal, I leave that up to you. It's one of the reasons why I make my living online. There is a way to, a different business model than trading time for money. A lot of people come to Costa Rica on a tight budget and strive to find a job here, but the jobs are paid really low here. It's well known that people in restaurants earn 1,500 colones an hour. That's less than $3. So I'm just saying, take your budget seriously and take for granted what that can include for you after you move to Costa Rica. So you have a very tiny house for that, probably, or you're super lucky and you can rent a little bit bigger house because you found amazing people to share it with. Be creative, don't be too harsh on yourself, and also keep looking up, because the jungle and the wildlife, it's for free in Costa Rica outside of the wild parks. So I think there's a good way of living on a low budget, but you have to take these things for granted that I just shared with you. Tip number 3 on what to avoid when you move to Costa Rica is to hold on to your previous lifestyle. Overall, most people who enter Costa Rica, you know, for a living, including myself, I come from Europe. That's a Western society, a Western culture, but I also hear the same from people moving here from Australia, from Canada, from the US, from the UK, from basically from outside of Costa Rica, that they are surprised by the slow tempo of life here. So when I came here, I was still feeling from the inside the old tempo of living, being rushed, rush hour, rat race, hurry, 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 doing a lot of things on one day. So basically my day in the Netherlands looked like, okay, in the morning I go to the bank. I take half an hour for it, then I do shopping. After shopping, I'm gonna drop by a friend because I want to see this friend, and I'm also gonna go to the gym. That is a lot of things on one day. I'm not sure if you can keep up with all these things doing it on one day in Costa Rica. I would say avoid planning too many things for one day, and when you can do a little bit more, you're just lucky. For example, going to the bank, I plan in 2 days on my calendar for it. Why? It can be so busy at the bank that I'm not even allowed in on day 1. So I need 2 days on my calendar. 2, as soon as I am allowed in the bank, because there will be a big line, especially in December, people are paying for their vehicle yearly contribution, etc., etc. And it could be that there's a lot of people in line before me. So sometimes you're almost there and then it's like lunch break and you have to wait for 1 or 2 hours until the staff is back in the bank. So You can be feeling really pretty frustrated if you're not used to this laid back waiting culture, because it's also a lot of waiting in this culture. It also has benefits, right? Because I tested it literally. I was talking with a friend who I met on the road. She was in the car, I was in the car. So I stopped. I was basically double parked with my engine, just keep on going. And I was chatting, hey, how are you doing? Are we still meeting? Blah, blah, blah. It was like 2 minutes. I was holding up the traffic. I didn't see it, but no one was aggressive. So the pura vida, slow tempo is also a benefit, if you ask me. But it's important that you do not hold on to your previous lifestyle, because Costa Rica has a very laid back lifestyle. I want you to benefit from it, okay? So let that go, that old lifestyle. You cannot have a rat race here. It will break you up. Tip number 4 to avoid when you move to Costa Rica is, and I don't want to scare you, but it's just realistic observation. It's good to be open to meet strangers because you need to, otherwise you feel very lonely here. But this is my highlight: don't trust anyone. You should be very cautious when you're meeting strangers. What are they offering you? Overall, when you're new in town, wherever you are, you might stumble upon a really warm community because you already knew the community and you live there now. Amazing. But overall, what I see happening still, and it happened with myself as well, you're new in town and people also want to earn on you. That's not always a bad thing, right? You want to take a cab? Of course, there are more taxi drivers offering their services to you. They all have families to serve. They want to earn on you, which is normal, right? You will be a customer in shops. People gonna be earning on you. But there's this fine line between trusting people and allowing them to earn on you, like the usual things. But there's also people who step up as being your new future friend, but they're actually only want to earn on you by, for example, offering you to show you land if you're looking to buy something. And I would always recommend people, after they move to Costa Rica, don't buy land right away. I'm not saying it can go right, because a lot of people do it, have good connections and a good sense and a good lawyer who does the due diligence well. So you cannot really make a mistake, but be careful who you trust, because you know, you are in a strange country and it is well known that a lot of people don't earn a lot of income compared to Western or retired people. For example, if you're making 3,000 a month or you have a retirement check of 3,000 per month, it's always still way more than the local earnings here. So if they see a new expat coming in town, it's like there is money, there's a money opportunity for them. And it's not, again, not always that they mean not well with you, that I have bad intentions, but some unfortunately have bad intentions. So be aware and open up your gut feeling. I don't know if you heard about what's a gut feeling. That's just your intuition, right? So I want you to be aware of this. Tip number 5 is, it sounds very basic, but I still hear people making this very basic mistake. Walking in the dark or driving in the dark, transporting yourself in the dark in a place that you're not familiar with. A lot of small towns, especially the small town where I live, at the peninsula you have many, but Costa Rica is full with small towns with roads that do not have a lot of light. The beach is also an example. So don't walk over a road at night by yourself. Don't walk over the beach at night by yourself. I would never do that in the Netherlands either, to be honest. Okay, in a big city where there's more people awake and there's lights and shops and places, but walking by yourself in the dark while no one is there, I would avoid it for sure. I'm not saying that something will happen to you, but I'm just saying it could be that you're meeting a drunk person. It could mean that you don't see a hole in the road where you step in. It could be that there is some dogs wandering around and they have bad intentions. They are protecting a property whatsoever. Like, It's well known that dogs don't always see really well in the dark. You should avoid walking intentionally by yourself in the dark over roads or over the beach. Again, not to scare you, but just prevent causing or attracting problems to you, because you are so vulnerable that way. I still don't do it. Although I live here for 3.5 years, or do it on the place where it's well known that there's others, okay? So there are some beach places with restaurants. There's a beach there. Yeah, of course you can go on the beach and walk a little bit there, but you know, there's that restaurant really close. This is my reason why, because Costa Rica has short days. The sun comes up and goes under basically around the same time, basically around 6, between 5 and 6. Live with the sun. And the animals, most of the animals go to sleep with the sun as well. Of course, not the night animals, but the birds. They start singing when the sun goes up and they stop singing when the sun goes under. Stick to that. Be at the same place, home or somewhere else in the dark, and enjoy the daytime when the sun is up. Or be together when you're in the dark. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Number 6, I actually forgot number 6. Do you have a tip what number 6 could be? Because there are so many other things that I'm probably forgetting. But yeah, I think this is my video for today. It's my intention to help people make their move to Costa Rica a success. So this is not to frighten people, it's just to create awareness. And if you have watched my previous video that I uploaded on my channel, it was, I think it was 9 reasons to move to Costa Rica. So there are so many reasons, so many things in Costa Rica that I love, love, love. Hey, it has a reason that I live here already for 3.5 years, happily, together with my family. And yeah, if you are excited about today's content, share below, give me your thumbs up, post some comments. If you have questions or things that I forgot. Hi, Lucky. ¿Qué pasa? Come here. Come here. My dog in Costa Rica. Can you imagine? There are some people without gates, and if you cross their house at night, the dogs will protect the house. Overall, most dogs will not attack, but you never know. This is one of the things that I say, well, why would you walk in the dark in a place you don't know? You might pass a house without a gate, you know, without a fence, and the dogs will just show that they're living there and that you are not welcome. So this is just a live example of what may happen. I, of course, have a fence, and no dog of mine will just jump on the road, and they will not really be aggressive to strangers. However, I leave that in the middle. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this video. Thanks so much for sticking with me and for following my videos. I want to give you a heads up. In the description under all my videos, you'll find also information about my one-on-one coaching program called Be the Master, more information about my ebook 7 Steps to Move to Costa Rica. I have a lot of free resources below, including book tips that can help you with strengthening your mindset, tips about online marketing, because it's not a secret. I'm a digital marketer and I teach what I do to others, and I refer to amazing resources about that, because what I did learn since I moved to Costa Rica myself, there's so many people wanting to move to Costa Rica, but they're missing the time freedom, the location independence, or the financial resources. And I am pretty sure that I can guide people in the right direction. But check out all the information below my videos, or book a free breakthrough session with me. Oh, and you can also book an orientation call with me. That's not free, but you'll find information in the comments below, because a lot of people ask me questions, but they don't want to ask it on my channel in the comments below or per email. They really want to be with me one-on-one on camera. So, you know, I have the chance also to dive into their personal situation and answer their questions that way. So that's an option too. Perhaps it's too many options that I mentioned, but I just want to make myself available for you. Again, it's my mission to share everything I've learned myself according to Costa Rica living, but also on how I make my money online from Costa Rica, even when I'm offline. With that being said, bye for now. This was Muriel from the Sunshine Family, and I will read your comments later because I cannot see them here on my phone. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for watching. Big hugs. Bye for now.